guys, so we made it home and Jason and I had a great couple days in Ohio with Mark at the Tiger Fitness headquarters. I hope you guys enjoyed that vlog footage, and like I said, there's going to be lots of fun videos to come from that trip. So we were very busy while we were there, and today obviously was a hard day to vlog because we were just traveling all day. So I had taken to Snapchat a few days ago and asked people to snap at me some questions that maybe they wanted me to answer for the vlog. So I'm going to check those out right now and answer them and see how those go. So Mark and I and Jason also got in a good back workout this morning too, which you guys are seeing or going to see the footage from that. So let me just get into Snapchat and see who snapped at me. I usually do Snapchat Q&As. I honestly have no idea how many people even follow me on Snapchat, and I'm not like consistently active on it just because like work days it's really hard for me to be active on Snapchat. Alright, let me get a drink. I love this shaker cup, Cyclone cup. Mark hooked us up with those. Okay, I think it was Thursday. Make sure my sound's up. I've got any big changes for you and Jason in the next 5 to 10 years? That's a good question, Shanshire girl. I don't know, like I honestly don't know where life's gonna take me. Big changes, God. That's like, oh, that's that hard question people ask during interviews, like where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? I really don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people ask about kids and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm still at the point where I don't know if I want them or not. You know, right now I think Jason and I are both just kind of at this like point in both of our careers where we've made some changes and we're doing a lot of different things. Outside of like our normal 9-to-5 job, like we're really hustling hard like in other business avenues, and you know, fortunately, you know, we kind of have a lot of options and a lot of different things going on right now, and I'm kind of at this place in my life where like I don't know where it's gonna take us. I really don't. So it's like a really hard question for me, and I think that's why it's like I'm at that point where I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know where our life's gonna go. But what I can say is it's good, you know, like I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm happy with the fact that I don't know where I'm gonna be in 5 years and what's, you know, what things are gonna be happening and where, you know, if I'll be in a different job or will we even be in this house, or, you know, Winston, will he still be here? Probably not. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, next question. That was a hard one. Okay. Let's see. I got from Connie Chun. Hi Kara, have you ever considered making your job? Have you ever considered making YouTube your full-time job? And that's kind of a funny question. Jason, Mark, and I talked a lot about that this weekend, and just with like all this stuff going on with YouTube and the algorithm changes and just things that you can't control. And it's funny because, I don't know, maybe there are a lot of people who have YouTube as their full-time job. I would never be that person. And it's not to say that I wouldn't ever leave my hospital job. Like, it's not to say I would never leave that 9-to-5 job, but I don't feel comfortable putting all my eggs in one basket with YouTube, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing for me working at a hospital, having awesome benefits, pension plan, all those other things that, like, you know, you can kind of have to look forward to when you're older, assuming you live to be that old. But all those comforts are kind of removed if you're just putting everything into YouTube. And I don't I don't think YouTube would ever be my full-time job. I think YouTube has allowed me to branch out in other areas that are more of an interest to me. Like for me, dietetics is still my passion. It's always been my passion and will continue to be. So I kind of want to use my YouTube platform to continue to help people. That's my ultimate goal. And maybe that kind of goes along with a 5 to 10 year plan, but I want to pursue further certifications. I'm very educated. I'm very, very tired. I'm sorry. I want to pursue other certifications within my field so that I'm a bit more specialized in certain areas that interest me and certain areas that I think the field is progressing towards. Like I've mentioned, like more of an integrative, holistic approach to help people preventatively treat their bodies and treat their minds and live healthier, happier lives. Like that is my goal. And the YouTube is great because it allows me to connect with people. It assists me with my coaching because I do offer online coaching. But I would love to just have my own business and be able to do more of like a one-on-one practice with folks in addition to expanding what I offer for services online. So YouTube has allowed me to do that, but will not be my full-time job. I take way too long answering questions, don't I? You like want a yes or no, and I don't give you a yes or no. I give you a 10-minute explanation up in here. Okay. Hello, what's your opinion on the keto diet? From Lisbeth 4. I'll probably do a separate video on the keto diet because I haven't done a full video on it. My opinion is this. I feel like in terms of diets in general, you have to do what works for you. And do I think keto can be successful in terms of weight loss? Absolutely, absolutely, especially because it is so high fat. And if you're actually doing like a true keto diet, which a lot of people don't do true keto, it's really like the majority of your diet is fat. You are not consuming fat from peanut butter and things like that give you carbohydrates. It's like full on fats. So it can be very filling, very satisfied due to the high fat content. Putting your body through ketosis can really help you to lose weight. Some people function very, very well on that type of a diet. For me personally, as a dietitian, yeah, it's hard for me to say like omitting an entire food group and what the long-term effects are of that. I don't feel comfortable saying I'm like totally in full support of it unless I researched it further and saw like supportive evidence that wasn't going to lead to other deficiencies. You're omitting fruits and vegetables essentially, and that makes me a touch uncomfortable due to all the benefits from those whole food sources and what they provide for you. I don't know, that's just a little teaser, I guess, and then maybe I can do a full-on dietitian talk about that because a lot of people have asked me about that. So great question. These are from a few days ago, so I have to like scroll down so far. Okay. What kind of foundation and skincare do you use? I posted like that little reindeer photo of me. That's what I put on Snapchat. I don't know. It was fun. It makes my cheeks even chubbier, so I look like I have slender cheeks. Foundation, I currently just switched to, I have like 4 foundations. Like despite how basic my makeup regime is, I have a lot of makeup, but I've been using that L'Oreal Glow Pro, I think it's called. I just grabbed that at the drugstore and it's awesome. I really like it. I actually like it better just putting it on my face without using any powder. It does give my face a nice glow, so I really like that. But I typically use Smashbox, and then I also have an IT Cosmetics. I guess it's a BB cream basically, but I'll wear that as a foundation as well. So those are kind of the few I rotate through. In terms of skincare, I do have a video I posted a couple weeks ago showing you my morning routine, and that's pretty much what I still do. I use like a glycolic cleanser that I get from my dermatology office. It's just like they produce it there, so it's not something you can find in a store. But I like to have some type of glycolic acid base product to use for my skin, and then I also use like a basic Clinique, some type of like non-harsh cleanser that I use that spin brush with, and I don't use that every morning because I find it dries out my skin if I use it every single day. So I usually use it like 3 to 4 times a week. I moisturize in the morning, I moisturize at night. I do use some under eye stuff on occasion. I'm not very consistent with it, so that's pretty much it. On occasion, Jason and I will get like full-on chemical peels or like microdermabrasion, but I haven't done that in a while. I'm a bit overdue for that. Okay, let's see. Hi, Kara. I've been wondering. This is from Priscilla Murray. Hi, Kara. I've been wondering, when you were training for half marathons, how did you balance weightlifting? I've dropped my cardio to 20 minutes and I've been weightlifting for about 40 minutes a day for 5 times a week. For the 2017 year, my goal is to run a half marathon, but I know that running makes you lose muscle mass. Is it possible to keep muscle mass while running a high mileage? Okay, so for me, let me just tell you to not take forever answering this question. Number one, I think you can maintain your muscle mass while running long distance if you're smart about it. For me, I can tell you the best races I ever ran, the strongest I felt is actually when I didn't train like a runner. Like, I used to follow Hal Higdon's marathon training programs. He has half marathon training programs. They're excellent. They are excellent at increasing your speed. However, my performance was the best when I backed off of the over cardio, over running, and focused more on weightlifting 4 times a week. That's when I first started out weightlifting. So I was doing like 4 times a week, and then I did more cardio sessions focusing on HIIT. And I did HIIT in combination with making sure I got like my long run in throughout the week. And that was the best for me in terms of my performance. In terms of losing muscle mass, I have ran marathons since I've been consistently lifting kind of like bodybuilder style, but I don't train the same. I used to run 6 to 7 days a week. It was like a no day off mentality with running. Like, I didn't feel complete if I didn't run throughout the day. I allowed it to kind of define me as a person. Like, I didn't feel good enough if I didn't run. And which is like, that's not good, right? So after I got into weightlifting and ran a few marathons, more my style was, maybe I'll run a couple times a week if I can fit it in, like anywhere from maybe 3 to 6 miles. And with those 3 to 6 miles, I would always do intervals. So I would be doing maybe like, I don't know, I'd play around with it, nothing like super regimented. And then I would get a long run in on the weekend. And even that, I didn't do my long runs excessively. Like, I used to do 3 20-milers before I'd run a marathon. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to put your body through that to be able to run a marathon. But again, it really depends on what your goals are. And I really feel like you need to focus on one over the other. It's not that you can't do both. I'm currently running and weightlifting. But for training for a half marathon and wanting to gain muscle, probably not going to happen. But can you train for a half marathon and still maintain your muscle? Sure, if you're doing it smart and not overdoing it. And this is something like, I love working with clients like this because it's something I can relate to and I understand very well. So probably should do separate video topics on that. That's a good question. Patty's Book Nook. Have you dealt with comparing your progress with others? Has it ever negatively impacted you, and how did you get past it? Oh my God, yes. Progress, not. Okay, so a few different examples. I used to constantly, when I first started in bikini competitions, like that's when I first got on Instagram, and I think Instagram was fairly new, like 5 years ago or so, and I would always look up who was competing at the shows with me and compare myself. Like, how many weeks out, what did they look like compared to what I looked like how many weeks out? And I would totally psych myself out because everyone's bodies are different. Like, some people are just predisposed to like having great abs, like even when they're not super lean. So I'd compare myself in that way and almost tell myself, like, you're not going to place well at this show. Look at these girls. You're not going to win. Who do you think you are? And I'd basically lose before I even walked in the door because of comparing myself. How did I deal with that? I dealt with that once I acknowledged what I was doing and that it was not benefiting me in any way. It wasn't helping me, it wasn't motivating me, it wasn't, making me more like cutthroat and competitive. All it was doing was making me self-conscious and doubting myself. So I stopped doing that. I just stopped. And if I felt like there was people maybe I was following and comparing myself to that made me feel that way, and even now to this day, if there's people like that I know when I look at their page, or for some reason I'm comparing myself and feeling bad about myself, and it's probably me, not them, but I will just stop following them, and it's nothing against anyone else. It's just you have to do what's best for you and put yourself first. So I feel like the past year struggled with comparing myself to others on YouTube, and maybe that's a little bit different of a comparison, but I think being in social media, like comparing myself to other YouTubers in the same fitness genre as me, other Instagrammers, because like my Instagram is not very big compared to my YouTube. Not that my YouTube's huge, but just kind of comparing myself in terms of the content. Like, is my content not as good enough? Are the pictures I'm posting not as good enough? Am I not interesting enough? Like, just comparing myself. And then I just had to get to the point where I was like, you know what, Kara, you're not 25 years old. You're not single. I'm not like some sex pot on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, I'm your average girl, I'm married, I work full time, and I enjoy YouTube. So why compare myself to their journey? Everyone's different, and that's cool. Like, you just have to be happy with where you're at. And if you're not, then change it. But, if you can learn to accept who you are, then, you just feel better about everything. So that's my answer. Okay.
How was Nikki B's Find Your Happy challenge? Did you enjoy it? Did you learn anything? Did you make any friends? Thank you.
That question was from Danielle Osborne. Yes, I didn't really announce it on my YouTube or anything because it was just kind of something I was doing for me, but I did. I signed up and I did Nikki Blackadder's Find Your Happy challenge. It was a 4-week challenge. She is someone that really inspires me. I've met her a few times. She's very sweet and down to earth, and I love what she puts on YouTube. I think she puts herself out there. And so I wanted to sign up for it because I felt like it would be something different for me. And, after feeling kind of lost for a bit, I felt like maybe this is something good to kind of help refocus myself, especially through the holiday season. And I loved it. It was really, really helpful. It was a very supportive community. I did make friends. We started a Facebook page for everyone that was in the challenge, and that was extremely rewarding because everyone in there was just so sweet and helpful. And anytime someone was having a bad day or a good day, it was just kind of like this safe place you could go to talk about what was going on in your mind. And there would definitely be people there who could support you and understand. And that was really nice. It was really helpful. And Nikki's challenge herself, the way she set it up, I really liked it. I think some people were criticizing her that it was more of a mental health. You could work on fitness goals. Obviously, a big part of it was fitness and health, but mental health was the overlying theme. And she wasn't trying to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist, you know what I mean? But she was kind of bringing you back to some basic things in your life to think about and to do, and self-care and finding your happy. And I think she kicked ass at it. I think she did a great job putting it together. I know she kind of announced it as a trial run, but I really enjoyed it, and it did. I gained a lot from it, and I feel like I was happier. I mean, I still am, but I feel like those 4 weeks kind of even brought me to a better place and reminded me of a few different things that I enjoy doing for me that make me happy. So, yeah.
decided on a date for your pro show?
That was Lynn's Foster. Well, I haven't actually decided if I'm definitely going to do a pro show or not. That's kind of something, I wish, I kind of felt like going into 2017, I need to know my plan. And I still don't. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. To me, getting the pro card, competing is something I really enjoy. I have a lot of fun doing it. Getting the pro card was awesome. And I always thought that if I got the pro card, I would definitely want to compete on a pro stage. And I'm just in a different place with all of that. And I feel like I'm not sure if it's that important to me anymore. And then I have other days where I'm like, oh my God, I definitely want to be on that pro stage, just once. I want to do it just once. So obviously I'm still very split, and I feel like to compete, you can't be split like that. You need to be very dead set. You need to know it's what you want to do, especially since it costs money, time, stress. It impacts Jason's life, my family's life. So I'm not sure. If I am going to, the plan initially was that I would do a show in June 2017. There's one in Boston. So maybe, I don't know. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted on what I decide. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm just pretty split about it. I think we'll do one more question. See, some of these are just people's snaps. Okay. This is from Jen Zobel. Hey Kara, I'm in off season. I tend to hold a lot of weight in my stomach. Any suggestions? My diet is pretty clean, but I'd like to stay leaner year round. So that's from Jen Zobel. Yeah, it's very common. Everyone holds weight. We all distribute weight differently. We all tend to carry weight differently. I'm the type that I feel like I carry it fairly evenly all over my body, but more so my hips, my thighs, my butt. That's where I gain it the quickest. So we all have that spot we gain it the quickest. So really in the off season, you can keep a clean diet, which is, it's hard because that's very general, so it's hard for me it's not tangible to know what you mean by that and what you're eating and what amounts. The biggest thing I can suggest though in terms of your core is just I neglect it too, but a lot of people neglect doing core work, especially in the off season, and you really should be doing core. I usually recommend core 3 times a week and making sure you're doing weighted exercises. And I see a lot of females that shy away from using weight when they're working abs, but that will help you build and develop those core muscles, which just will make it easier to lean out that area the next time you cut. So don't be afraid to use weight, go heavy when you're working core. Again, core is one of those we're very genetically predisposed to how our core looks, even when you lean out. Some people have perfectly straight abs, some people don't, some people's ribs naturally stick out more. It's one of those areas that it's not to say you can't change it, you can, but that would be my recommendation, is just to make sure you're working heavy abs throughout your off season, and also maybe not neglecting cardio and things like that. But in your off season, you are going to gain some weight, and some of us tend to gain it a little bit more in certain areas than others. So at the same point, you kind of just have to also accept your body and how it prefers to be during the off season. Did I say that was the last one? We'll do one more. And then if I have a bunch more, I can continue this on. Oh no, I'm talking 25 minutes. We're gonna end this here, and since I do have some other questions, or if you guys want to give me other questions below, I can do another Q&A tomorrow, because I'm probably just gonna be laying low. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment below, give it a like. I'm gonna go to sleep now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.